What's up, Phillies and Genticles? My name is Shining Majesty, and today I want to talk to you a bit about STARSWIRL the Bearded, what I think happened to him, and his role in equestrian history. Everyone knows the famous unicorn by the name of STARSWIRL the Bearded, but what do we actually know about this most famous of magic users from the pre-classical era? Today I'm going to blow the lid off of this particular subject with a few things that I found in the show, the books, and the comic canon series. And it all starts with this guy, Discord. Who is Discord? Well, he's the Lord of all chaos, and loves everything to do with anything that doesn't make sense. Like Q from Star Trek, he makes it his mission to do whatever he can to entertain himself, but every now and then he also serves to teach a lesson to those around him, by accident or design. And now I bet you're saying to yourself, "Oh no, not another Discord in STARSWIRL, Theorist." Well, I'm sorry to tell you, yes. But I can back my theory with solid evidence and sound reasoning. Let me explain. I believe that STARSWIRL had accidentally transformed himself into Discord simply for three key factors. 1. The spell that transformed Twilight into an alicorn was likely a spell to create immortality, as it's pretty much a given that alicorns are immortal. 2. Discord is likely immortal as well, meaning if this was the result, then the spell to create immortality really did work. Though this could be argued against because he was imprisoned in stone for so long. And 3. STARSWIRL is said to have one day simply vanished. A smaller thing to mention about STARSWIRL's fame is the amenomorphic spell. While this may sound like anamorphic, it's not. This is actually a slight nod to a certain wizarding school and its writer. Ameno, in Latin, means bowl, or a piece of clay molded to house food. Morphic, of course, means to morph or to change. This provides a very interesting and hilarious turn of phrase, because this in and of itself makes STARSWIRL the Bearded a Harry Potter. Sorry, couldn't resist. Back to what I was saying. If one looks at the cover of STARSWIRL's book, the one that was given to Twilight by Princesses Luna and Celestia, one will find what is likely his cutie mark, the twin stars and random swirl patterns. Now have a look at this. This is Discord in pony form. See this cutie mark? Could this be a representation of what happened to Discord/STARSWIRL? Every pony knows that tornadoes are very powerful and very chaotic. Could such raw power have messed with STARSWIRL and made him into the chaos-loving Draconiquus we all know and love today? And now for a short history lesson. In the journal of the two sisters, Celestia reveals that STARSWIRL and 5 other unicorns once had control of the sun and the moon before she and her sister learned to raise them. And now math. This means that STARSWIRL is even older than Princess Celestia, more than 1,000 years old. Possibly he's more like 1,500 years old, as flashbacks of Celestia from 1,000 years ago see her as the same pony she is today. It is likely that Celestia and Luna were not born alicorns, but in fact were born unicorns, and that they found a way to ascend, just like Cadance did in the Crystal Heart spell. This actually means that any unicorn could potentially become an alicorn under the right circumstances. That also means that unicorns are far superior to the other pony types, but I'll go into that in a different episode. There are many depictions of STARSWIRL, but this is perhaps the best and most canon representation, as all other versions of him change. I think one of the best pieces of evidence to this theory is that in the canon comic book, issue 17, Princess Luna gave us the best look at STARSWIRL the Bearded. She told us that he had a personality like Pinkie Pie, meaning he was eccentric, over the top, and loved a good laugh. Though he does have a bitter old man side and could put his hoof down when needed. Who else do we know like that? You guessed it, Discord. Another piece of evidence to this theory is that, well, look at them! Just take the faces, though. Discord and STARSWIRL do kind of look the same. STARSWIRL the Bearded, like Discord, did not truly understand friendship. Another interesting tidbit. The last piece of evidence I want to bring up is the secret, unfinished spell that Twilight Sparkle was able to finish because she had friends. One to another, another to one. The mark of one's destiny, singled out alone, fulfilled. By now we all know what this means for Twilight and her friends. Everyone's mark gets scrambled and they have to figure out who they are all over again thanks to Twilight. The one who reads the spell is safe while her friends are not. So herein lies the question, what happens when someone reads the spell who has no friends? My theory is that the spell would backfire. One to another, another to one, would probably take every living thing in the area and trying to mash it into whomever said this. The mark of one's destiny, obviously referring to the cutie mark still, singled out alone. If the pony was alone, this all by itself could prove bad, possibly warping the mind of the pony into becoming extremely selfish and high-minded, possibly even cruel. Fulfilled. Being the last word in the spell as a tie-in, the last part to activate the spell. This, in my personal opinion, makes Discord the perfect candidate to be STARSWIRL the Bearded. Imagine what insanity must have run through STARSWIRL's mind when he did this spell, but failed because he could not understand friendship. Suddenly, tornado! And all of your beloved pets are zooming around the room, fusing to you. When you wake up, you're no longer yourself, but something else. What if Celestia found out? She'd be angry, that's what. So you go a little crazy and take the world with you. And as we all know from the comics, show, and books, STARSWIRL disappeared right before Discord appeared. Well, that's all the time I have for this week, folks. Tune in next week for Magical Creatures of Equestria and the ones I think should be next. Brove time!